Hey guys, today I'm going to try answering the question, is it possible for Levy Rozman, aka gothamchess, to become a grandmaster? This has been discussed heavily in the chess circles. Hikaru Nakamura, for example, in a recent lie detector video for the chess.com's YouTube channel, said that he doesn't believe Levy can make it. Levy, on his channel, Gotham Chess, says that he's confident that he can make it. He is embarked on the road to GM journey, but he still lacks the GM norms required to achieve the title, and he still lacks the rating by a quite significant margin. So let's try answering this question. Is it possible or not? Well, first of all, what does it take to get this title? Those two magical letters next to your chess.com's username. You have to be at least once in your lifetime, you have to reach 2500 over the board classical ELO rating. This is the first requirement. The second one is to achieve 3 grandmaster norms. That means that you need to play exceptionally well in 3 tournaments. Those should correspond to some requirements to such tournaments. There should be a certain number of GMs in this tournament. There should be international members of foreign chess associations in the tournaments. But this is all boring stuff. I will not delve into this. The thing that matters is that you have to play exceptionally well. You have to win against grandmasters, draw against grandmasters. You have to demolish the field of international masters. Then at the end of the tournament, if you get the 2600 plus performance rating and you do the above mentioned things, you get the norm. And you need to do this thrice. Levy currently doesn't have a single GM norm. He actually came very close, pretty darn close to that. He just needed to score, I think, 1 out of 2 in the final 2 rounds of the tournament in Madrid where he was playing. He did finish the tournament on a high note. He gained some rating points, but he unfortunately lost in the penultimate round, which was the only loss out of 18 games that he has played since returning to competitive chess. Since returning to competitive chess, he has played 18 games, losing just 1, winning or drawing the rest. And he has gained, this is a tweet by Levy that I'm taking a look now at, he has gained almost 50 rating points. He used to be 23-22 before re-embarking on this journey. And now his live rating is 2370. I've checked the FIDE website, it still shows the rating of 2348, but that's because it hasn't been updated yet. In August, on the 1st of August, it will be updated, definitely. It will show his current live rating. So this is very impressive. Gaining 50 rating points in just a couple of months when you are already an international masters, it's not unheard of, but this really rarely happens. And it mostly happens when you are a junior player, like Alireza Firouzja used to gain like 50 rating points every month when he was on his journey to become the youngest ever 2800 in chess history, beating all other geniuses and child prodigies to that achievement. So yeah, this is impressive. Also, we should know that Levy's peak rating actually was pretty high. In 2018, I've checked, his peak rating was 24-21. So this is already quite close to the 2500 mark that is required as one of the requirements for the GM title. And the Madrid tournament showed that he, in principle, if he plays many tournaments during many months and years, he, in principle, statistically should gain the GM norm in at least some of them, should he continue working on his chess and maintaining his form, dedicating time, resources, attention. This is all very challenging. I know this myself. I've also re-embarked on my chess journey recently. I'm a candidate master. I want to become a FIDE master first and then maybe storm higher summits of chess. But this is difficult. You have to dedicate a lot, and he seems to be doing that. So if he maintains this, it seems statistically very likely that he can get the norms and get the rating. But why then do many top people in the world of chess, including Hikaru Nakamura, for example, a top GM, number 2 or number 3 in the world, depending on the month of this year. They know a bunch of things about chess. Why does Hikaru sincerely believe, according to the lie detector test, that Levy cannot make it? Well, there seems to be a widespread notion that you cannot become a GM after you are like around 30-ish. Levy is not even 30. I think he's like 26 or 27 or something like that. But there seems to be this concept of being too old because supposedly your neural patterns, your synapses, right, connections between neurons are not as, I don't know, flexible, young, fresh as they used to be when you were a teenager. I don't know, man. Like, I get it. I've read a bunch of neuroscientific research. This is one of my areas of expertise in addition to chess. I've interviewed many scientists for my podcasts. Not only in respect of chess, because I used to, before the war, I used to live in Russia before I fled. Since I'm in opposition to Putin, you might have heard my life story. If not, that's a TLDR of it. So I used to interview a lot of Russian and international scientists about how brain works and many other topics. And yeah, there seems to be a degradation in the quality of neural connections, but or accumulating over years. But still, it doesn't like automatically prove that you are incapable of making a GM once you are like 30. I'm 31, by the way. I'm turning 31 in several days. So this automatically means that I also will never make GM if we believe what Hikaru is saying. Is it proven by facts, by history? That was the question I wanted to answer once I've heard Hikaru say this. Because definitely he's a big authority and his words have weight and he knows, as I said, a bunch of things about chess. Maybe he's right. So I tried checking some history. And surprisingly, there were many instances of people becoming GMs when they're past 30 and even later. You might have heard the name Ben Feingold, the guy who says never go, never move your pawn to f6 or f3, and many other things. A charismatic chess personality. He became a grandmaster at the age of 40. 40. This is much higher than Levy's current age. There are many other instances of people, of late bloomers in chess, so to say. For example, Mikhail Chigorin, who used to be number 2 in the world for quite a long time, in the prehistoric era of dinosaurs roaming the earth, that is late 19th century and beginning of the 20th century, he played 2 matches against Steinitz, the first world chess champion, and he got very close to winning the second, I think, of them. The lovers of chess history might remember the blunder in the penultimate game that cost him the title. So Chigorin was pretty good, and you know when he played his first tournament? At the age of 27, like he was older than Levy is today. So this just goes to show that somehow back then this age did not prevent him from forming the neural connections, the synapses required to become a GM. Obviously, chess has gone a long way since then, and there's many more chess knowledge accumulated over the last century since Chigorin stopped playing. So it's more difficult to become one of the best in the world in chess today, but you still can become a GM, I think, at this age if Chigorin could do this. And there are other examples of late bloomers. Many people who were the best or among the best in the world started chess, took up chess quite late. Mikhail Botvinnik, for example, the patriarch of the Soviet chess school of chess. He, I think, did not learn how the pieces move until he was like 12 or 13 years old. And there are many other examples. So you don't have to be a child prodigy to achieve big things in chess. Maybe Levy realistically doesn't stand a chance of becoming the next GOAT like Magnus Carlsen. and maybe he even doesn't stand a chance of becoming a super GM, but that's not what he wants. He wants a GM title. More than 1,000, maybe a couple of thousand already people in the world hold the GM title. So it's a challenge, of course. It's not easy, but it is possible. Like there are countries where there are 100+ GMs, I think. India got close to this. I think maybe Russia has, I think Russia has more than 100, although after the war many of them left the country and changed federations, so maybe this has changed, but still. So there are countries where there are dozens or hundreds of grandmasters. This is not like the top in the world level, not anymore. There are super GMs. This is the next level. Maybe you can't become a super GM when you are past 30. I don't know. Time will tell. Currently, most super GMs enter this rank while being 20-something. So this seems to be the most widespread age when they get to that level. But still, maybe this is due to the acceleration of time and the fact that people dedicate more time when they're at school to chess. And most adults don't have this luxury because they don't have the income, but Levy does. Levy does have the income. He has a huge YouTube channel. He has a huge followers base. He has his own courses, websites, many other things that we probably even don't know of. He's very successful and he can dedicate ample time. Yes, he does still, I suppose, spend several hours per day making content, but he has trained this content making muscle. He doesn't need that much time to come up with video ideas, for example. He's a pro. He's like the best in the YouTube game chess-wise currently. So I can relate to some things, although I'm not as proficient as Levy is in the chess content creation world. I've been producing content in several languages since like 2015. It wasn't even on YouTube. I started on different platforms. So I know that you can manage doing that and have a full-time job in addition to that, because pursuing a GM title is a full-time job. So it is a full-time job that you juggle with producing content, or maybe vice versa. I don't know in case of Levy, but you can. It is feasible. Of course, you have to work your organs off to achieve this, but it is doable. So I really believe, to sum up, that Levy Rozman will, if he decides to do that, and if he does not give up, will become a GM. And I hope I will interview him on my podcast soon enough, probably sooner than he makes the GM, because he will have to spend at least a couple of years playing tournaments, working towards this goal, maybe even more than a couple of years, but he has time. I'm sure he does. If you know him personally, or if you are Levy Rozman, come to my podcast. We'll have a fascinating talk. I've had many top GMs on, including world chess champions and world elite of chess, but also chess influencers. So I think it's going to be a good piece of content. Anyways, thanks for watching, subscribe, and I hope that you follow my journey to the FIDE Master title as well. It might be not as ambitious as Levy's, but considering the rating I started off with, it's also not so easy. But I'm sure that I can do it if I work hard enough. See you in the next one.